Place can be stressful, but throw on top of that a horrible boss, and going to work can become not just unpleasant, but unhealthy too. So what do you do if you have a difficult or bad boss? Clinical psychotherapist Cindy Crane with Crane Counseling joins us this morning. You've got some advice for us, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and how bad is a bad boss? How bad is that?
A bad boss can be various shades of bad boss.
Okay.
You know, we talk about what is a bad boss. Well, there are different types. You've got your inept boss. You've got your unwanted sexual advances boss, your micromanaging boss, the boss that hurls blame on you. It's always your fault. Splitting bosses, that's a therapy term, but where they're pitting one employee against another employee. It can take a lot of forms of real problems on both our physical and our emotional health.
So I want to talk later about what do we do, because, you know, we're in these positions. We need these positions most of the time. So you can't just leave or tell the boss what you really think. So, but there are different types of bad bosses, like you alluded to it. But let's go through them. The first being the hypercritical. Can you do anything right under this boss?
No, you're never going to win.
You're never going to win. All right.
And you just have to sort of listen, take it in, and keep going.
Isn't there a line, though, and we digress, but that you're not going to be disrespected as a human being?
Yes, and that's where I think that part of the coping strategies for managing a bad boss are in trying to remember to maintain your own dignity. It's easy to take the bait and get nasty back, but in terms of preserving your self-esteem, you might just say, you know, I think I've got the main point here, thank you, I think I'm going to take a break and go think about it.
Okay. Micromanager falls into that. The inept. Let's just talk about this one for a little bit. So they're telling you something and you're like, A, I know this, and B, I can probably do it better than you can, and C, you're getting paid more.
It's rough.
Right. Okay. Because that's a big piece of it too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, the world isn't fair, boys and girls. I mean, I guess we can leave it sort of in that category, and that sometimes this is going to be true. We know more than our bosses. It's when it's combined with the disrespect, the unappreciation, and the not attributing credit to you when you've helped them do their job.
But then there's some that will do the blame shifter, manipulator, and you also talked about the divide and conquer too, which we see happens far too often. So let's talk about the emotional problems that bad bosses can cause. First being anxiety. We get that, right? Right.
Absolutely. Our jobs are difficult anyway, but also added to that, then when somebody is just not treating you fairly or the job isn't being done well, it can really increase our levels of anxiety.
We take it home. We never get rid of it. Also, depression. And how do you know, Cindy, when you need to go and see someone, or if this is, I'm having a really bad day, I can't shake it?
We always talk about the timing to go see someone is when your anxiety or depression is getting in the way of your life, is getting in the way of you being able to do the things you need to do. If you aren't sleeping, if you're having trouble eating, overeating, excessive drinking or smoking, like you said, you just can't turn the switch off and leave your job at home. It really may be time to talk to somebody to get some tips on how to manage the stress.
Okay, and then decreased ability to manage the stress. That might be when it's time. So here's the bailout here. How do we protect ourselves from falling ill or mentally or physically to a bad boss? What are the tips here?
Really great point. I think we would be doing a disservice if we didn't talk about how to handle a bad boss in this way. It helps to buffer the effects of a bad boss by just overall taking care of our health in other ways. Trying to the best of our ability, get enough sleep. Make sure you have things that are important to you outside of work. Make sure that you have some maybe rituals where turning off your computer or shutting the door or turning the light off in your office is a symbol of I'm leaving my work here. So that you can come home and do the other things in your life you need to do that are more important sometimes.
And I love the last tip. Am I doing something wrong?
Well, here's the thing, is that it's important to really remember it's your boss who has the problem, not you. And that might help you just have a sense of, I'm not going to be able to change this person. I can only change myself. And so a big point to this, you said earlier, is, you know, maybe we need this job and we can't go anywhere. But just remember, you can open the windows a little bit to hope and think, I don't have to do this forever, though. Maybe there's another way I can go with this. And of course, if things really get out of control, you can also talk to HR, if HR exists.
Right. Okay. or be your own boss, like Cindy Crane, psychotherapist.
That works too.
Okay, you do a little something with the hashtag Talk to Cindy.
Yeah.
Here it is right here. So if you have a question and you'd like, I mean, this is amazing because we've said if you need to talk to somebody, you know, go see somebody. But Cindy has opened up her time availability if you want to send a tweet there. You can use the hashtag Talk to Cindy, and we really appreciate it. And we got some, like
Thank
somebody
you.
just talking about just bad. My boss has bad hygiene, but who's going to tell the boss? You know. So anyway,
Yeah,
use the
that's
hashtag
tricky.
Talk to Cindy. Thank you. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks for having me.